This evening, ex-convict tells of a cautionary tale. Carrie discusses prisoner rehabilitation. Minibus driver threatens fare hike. In the region, Trinidad Minister of Health encourages young persons to keep their smoking habit. And internationally, Russian journalist turns up alive days after being declared dead.
From TV headquarters in South Bramwell Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, May 30th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Guyana will be participating in several regional and international forums, among them the Global Environment Facility, Caribbean Constituency Meeting, and the 6th GEF Assembly Meeting to be hosted in Vietnam from June 20th to 30th. Minister of State Joseph Harmon announced recently that President David Granger has been invited to make a presentation at the event. Guyana is also participating in the Caribbean Cybersecurity and Cyber Drill Training Program to be hosted in La Plata, Argentina from June 4th to 18th. The program is being convened by the International Telecommunications Union and will facilitate discussions and training towards regional cybersecurity perspectives and the 6th Cybersecurity Applied Training for emergency teams. The heads of customs and immigration agencies of the Caribbean community have converged upon Kingston, Jamaica. It is a 3-day conference that will see improvements by way of information and tracing in how goods and people are moved around the Caribbean. Wendell Jeffrey is on assignment in Kingston, Jamaica, and files this report.
George CARICOM is hosting its 19th Standing Committee of Chief of Immigrations and Comptroller of Customs here in Kingston, Jamaica. And they're dealing with the issue particularly on this first day of remigrants, deportees, otherwise called involuntary remigrants. They have a very serious problem. Many folks are coming back. It numbers into the thousands coming back to the Caribbean, having been deported or involuntarily asked to leave those first world countries or sometimes even across the Caribbean here. You had several presentations. Leading the charge and presenting on behalf of the Jamaican government was Mr. Rudy Spencer. He is a minister within the Ministry of Public Security, and here are some excerpts from his presentation.
You're all here for this 19th staging of the CIC conference, which brings together the bright minds of our regional border security officials.
Minister Rudy Spencer, and he was very concerned. He said that this is an opportune time for this meeting to be had. He highlighted some of the problems that Jamaica is facing.
The government of Jamaica has demonstrated a real understanding of the need to review and update our laws and regulations to ensure our officials can do work we require in protecting our borders against organized criminal activity. Your personal conviction to true regional cooperation has consequences for the lives of the citizens of CARICOM. As we aim to make our region a place of choice to do business, raise families, and grow sustainable in a peaceful and prosperous fashion. One of the most effective ways we can confront the challenges outlined is to reject corruption and the behaviors that support it. To stem the flow of criminal activity, we have to address the high levels of inequality in the region, where some countries are up to date with others lag far behind. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish for you a very successful conference.
George, the problems which come with these returning migrants, or these involuntary migrants as they are called, are myriad and severe. They have mental health issues, employment issues, vocational training issues. Some of them are disconnected, where they know no one in the Caribbean or the countries to which they're being sent, and the problems are growing. And so the workshop this morning here in the Pegasus was to make sure that persons understand what can be done, brainstorming, looking for ideas and concepts on how to move forward. On assignment in downtown Kingston, I am Wendell Jeffrey for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Wendell. Life inside of a prison is one few persons ever want to experience. In this cautionary tale, a former inmate of the Lusignan prison tells us about the conditions he had to endure while serving time. Esther Sober reports.
Kill them. These little dog inside there, you kill them because they ain't got no manners and this and that. And the officer was saying, no, you cannot say that.
In life, some persons make positive decisions that will make their family members and others proud, while others will make wrong decisions that will lead to serious consequences. Travis Sobers is one of them. In 2008, the former soldier was convicted to 5 years imprisonment for the theft of a service weapon. After serving his sentence, he did several jobs. Many persons had assumed that Travis had learned his lesson, but that was not so.
I had another conviction recently, that's 2015, for possession of marijuana. And last year, I was accused wrongfully of break and enter. And as I was attending court, another charge came to me saying that I robbed some person some 4 or 5 years back.
After committing several offenses, the reoffender recounted the evening that still haunts him to this day. July 9, 2017, the night of the massive Camp Street fire, which was also his birthday. The destruction forced relocation of over 1,200 prisoners to Mazaruni and Lusignan prison. Travis, along with many prisoners, were temporarily relocated in the prison.
It was very hectic for us as far as because we got there at night, where there was mosquito, there was snakes, there was, what more can I say, centipede, biting ants, all this stuff. We didn't have nowhere to rest our head for the first night. Most of us had to sleep on the cold mud because majority of our stuff would have burnt up in the fire.
Feeling frustrated about the inhumane living conditions, Travis noted that prisoners started to retaliate.
2 prisoners were shot. One was shot. I didn't know what he was trying to do, but he was shot in his hands here. He was shot by his wrist. And then there was another prisoner who was shot in his eyes because we was retaliating on asking when we were going to get better suitable condition, because it's like you're in a room, a bedroom. Everyone is inside there. You pee here, you mess there, you brush your teeth there, you bathe there, and everything is right there. So people start to get frustrated, saying that, look, y'all need to get us out of here because the living conditions not suitable for us here, and typhoid sickness is going to break out. So we will start retaliating, saying that we don't want no food. We need to see if it's a Minister of Public Security, or we need to see the OC to give us a confidential answer of what is the situation.
The prisoners were subsequently transferred to Lusignan Holding Bay, which according to Travis is almost just the same as living in the pastures. Riots and fights were constant in the Holding Bay.
There were shots firing, live rounds was firing. By whom? By the Joint Service, prison warders, police, soldiers.
Where did you find these gunshots?
You will find it at the prisoners in the Holding Bay.
Why?
Because we was retaliating of why is it y'all doing routine check and y'all coming to check prisoners' personal belongings. Y'all know where y'all see y'all come to check prisoners' belongings. We done several years. There's a search going on. We don't know what we have to do. Come out with it.
Why would the prisoners retaliate for the officers to check their personal belongings?
No, because that's not what they came to do.
But I think they have a right to check.
Yes, I have a right, but if they're doing a personal search, they come and look. We have a search. Y'all guys just come out with your stuff one by one, but it was just doing a daily routine check on the wall in.
Inhumane conditions, violence, victimization are some of the things that the former prisoner had to endure. Making a change for the better, Travis is now a certified chef at a restaurant where he cooks a variety of local dishes. Not wanting the youth of Guyana to make the wrong choices that he had made, he had this to say.
Stay in school, taking education, look for a good job, and stay away from crime, because It is not something healthy. It is not something nice. And prison in general, if you go in there, it is a different world by itself.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, get ready for a dark Saturday and find out why you may have to pay more for your morning commute. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Maka Heavenly Light presents Tasha Cobbs and her band live in concert in Guyana at the National Stadium Providence. Bring the entire family out for a night of worship and praise in the presence of God. The celebration is on Saturday, June 9th, 18:30 hours,
6:30 p.m.
featuring Redeemer Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean English, Sean Sobers, Dominion Dancers, and many more. It's Tasha Cup and her band
Live in concert
in Guyana. Mark your calendars. It's going to be big. Tickets $1,500 and $2,000 at the gate.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling, and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.
Welcome back. In this report, George Gonzalez tells us about the scheduled blackouts for Saturday.
The construction aspect of the Sheriff Street Mandela Avenue road expansion project is finally underway. But before crews can break ground, Guyana Power and Light must redirect power lines along the thoroughfare. As such, this Saturday, June the 2nd, GPL customers in the following neighborhoods will experience a service disruption from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those living on Liang Avenue to Adelaide Street and Middle Road, Broad and Russell Streets in Charleston, Aubrey Barker Road and South Rheinveld Gardens, Roxanne Burnham Gardens and Guy Hawk Gardens, Shirley Field Ridley Square and East Rheinveld, Northeast, East and West La Penitence, Wortmanville, Louisa Row, and Newburgh, Independence Boulevard, Nora, Callender, James, and Hunter Streets in Allboys Town. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
At this year's CARICOM Heads of Customs and Immigration Conference in Jamaica, the topic of prisoner rehabilitation was discussed. Now taking a bit of an unusual turn in reporting, here is Wendell Jeffrey.
This is the 19th Standing Committee for the Chiefs of Immigration and Controllers of Customs. The CARICOM has asked me to present, and my presentation was on the holistic approach to rehabilitation, how to make sure that rehabilitation is done in a concise and thorough way, thus reducing the rate at which these offenders reoffend, not only those who are coming back from the countries from which they were deported, but also those who are coming out of prisons in the local jurisdictions, and indeed making the nexus between those who are coming back and those who are already here in the local countries, the local jurisdictions, and how to avoid any collaboration on the parts of the remigrants and the local offenders. Here are some excerpts from that presentation. I'll leave this presentation with you so that you can dissect it and maybe show it around, have discussions in it. What I've done is that I have my specialty. I work with ex-offenders and recovering addicts. I'm a criminologist. I've been around North America, across the Caribbean, and I've worked and provided insights and concepts to prisons. I've worked with DODs in Barbados. I've been Dairy Prison before it was DODs. I've been to Suriname, Trinidad, of course in Guyana, all across North America. The maximum of your action, right? I look at why you do what you do and how it universally affects others. So we use that concept, the maximum of your actions. If everything I'm about to do or say, if everybody did it or said it, would the world be better or worse, right? That's a concept from Immanuel Kant. And this lesson allows the clients to travel back to their formative years and remind themselves of what their desires were. What were you when you were 9 years old? The teacher asked you what you want to do when you were 9 or 7 or 10. You raise your hand in class, females, females, females. What did you say? You want to be a rapist and a thief and a thug and you want to kill people? No. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a mechanic. I want to be a police. So what happened between that idealistic little boy and this guy now who's sitting in prison? And so we take them through a cognitive reorientation and neuro-linguistic programming. We have them rethink. So this is the first course, and it's beautiful when you watch these big hulks, these murderers and career criminals, and you watch them melt and cry. George, the meeting was very fruitful and insightful. There are many things that were learned, and no doubt folks will be going back to their local territories to implement some of the things that they would have shared and learned here at this conference at the Pegasus in downtown Kingston. On assignment in downtown Kingston, I am Wendell Jeffrey for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Wendell. Minibus drivers are steaming mad over a recent increase in gas prices, and according to them, they have to pass the costs on to consumers. Esther Sobers went to the scene of the demonstration and filed his report.
The price of fuel has risen again in Guyana, and minibus drivers are upset about it.
We're totally dissatisfied with the way in which we're being treated by the authorities, because as recent as this morning we had planned a standoff just to get an increase within fares due to the high rate and the high cost of fuel.
In reaction to the cost increase, some of the Route 42 bus drivers have raised their fares.
When the price for the fuel dropped, we reduced it to 60, and from then to now it remains at 60. All we're asking on the chart is for $20, and maybe the other routes, the operators for the other routes can so justify them fare.
Despite being private operators, several drivers were arrested by police after raising their fares. But according to one driver, that's illegal.
This document here clearly states, and I quote from what the press carries back in 2011. Mr. Maniram Prashad, as minister, then says the minister has no jurisdiction over the fixing of fare. And the then acting traffic chief Parslow said the same thing. This was in the print media. So the big hustle and bustle this morning about police locking up the buses, I can't see the reason behind that.
The protesting drivers demand the government's intervention on the issue.
Calling upon the president of this country to drop the consumption tax on fuel so that we could get a better way of living. Everybody could reach out to everybody and everyone could be comfortable. So we do appreciate if the president could somewhat intervene and get the issues resolved, because we cannot proceed with this for a lengthy period of time where it would be totally harsh on both the operators and the commuters, because automatically they say what goes upon head has to fall on the shoulders. So if we're feeling the heat, then automatically the commuters would somehow bear some amount of consequences.
Some drivers have promised to continue their protests until the situation is resolved. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. After the break, Trinidadian Minister of Health encourages young persons to kick their smoking habits. And Russian journalist turns up alive days after being declared dead. But first, here is this week's bridge retraction schedule.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Mucka Heavenly Light presents Tasha Cobbs and her band live in concert. In Guyana at the National Stadium, Providence. Bring the entire family out for a night of worship and praise in the presence of God. The celebration is on Saturday, June 9th, 18:30 hours.
6:30 p.m.
Featuring Redeemer Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean English, Sean Sobers, Dominion Dancers, and many more. It's Tasha Cup and her band
live in concert
in Guyana. Mark your calendars, it's gonna be big. Tickets $1,500 and $2,000 at the gate.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling, and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.
Welcome back. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago has an unusually high rate of lung cancer deaths among young persons in the island republic. C News tells us that the Ministry of Health plans to address the smoking problem.
Cancer is one of the top 5 cancers in Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Health Terence Dayal Singh says there are approximately 150 new cases recorded every year. He said we are losing our people during what should be the most productive years of their lives.
But what is scary is not only the number of new cases diagnosed, and those same amount of people may die. It's who is being diagnosed and who is dying. Dr. West has informed me that the age group of people with newly diagnosed lung cancer every year, 150 per year, are between the ages of 20 to 80, with the majority being between the ages of 30 to 60.
Minister Dayal Singh said there's no denying that smoking is a huge problem in Trinidad and Tobago. He said, like many children today, he too fell prey to peer pressure and started smoking at an early age.
But I used to smoke in primary school. Peer pressure. You fall into a group with a boy or two boys a little bit older than you, and you take your money and you run by the Chinese shop in them days and you buy cigarette retail. You didn't buy by the pack. And you would smoke. That was me at age 7, 8, and 9.
He urged students to be advocates for tobacco-free Trinidad and Tobago. Alyssa Mohammed of Livertville TML Primary School came in third in the 2018 World No Tobacco Day poster competition. Suvan Subans of San Fernando TML came in second, and Tiana Hussein won the coveted top spot with her artwork, which depicted the effects of smoking on the body.
So tell us what you were trying to depict here.
I was trying to depict all the different effects of what smoking can have on the body in a collage.
Very good. And you did this over crayons?
Crayons, color pencils, and markers.
Excellent.
And some pens to outline.
Very good.
Leon Batiste.
And internationally, one of Russia's best-known war reporters showed up to a press conference in Ukraine, just days after the country's prime minister claimed he was murdered by Russian death squad. CBS News has more. Now for your 7-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube, on our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast and Thursday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I am Bibi Bacchus signing out from your newscast saying thank you for welcoming us into your home and do have a blessed evening.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.